We wish you a happy Hanukkah. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a happy Kwanzaa and a Merry Solstice. Good vibes we send to you and your friends. We wish you a happy holiday and a healthy new year. Oh, bring us some sage and oils. Oh, bring us some polished crystals. Oh, help us align our chakras and let go of fear. Namaste, we say to you every day. We wish you love and light and shred
That cracks me up so much every time I see it. Good evening, everyone. Today is December 19th. My name is Donna V, and I am the producer of one of the most amazing shows that you've just stumbled upon or watched repeatedly on the internet. It is Minded Mystics, and tonight is episode 99. So please, if you're watching, if you could share this with everyone that you know, you could like and subscribe to help us build up our viewership, because next year we are going to take the chakras over by storm. We're going to teach you so much, so many more lessons, and we are just excited to get into your homes and grow our community, our vibe tribe, and we're just pumped. Allow me to introduce to you, if it is your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back. The host of our show, one of my besties, one of the funniest ladies I know. Give it up for Miss Tracy Locke. Unmute yourself, Trace. Oh, Tracy.
What? Oh my God. Hey, Donovan, you know why? Because
I know you yell, you get whooping, hollering, and screaming.
I was like whooping and hollering during the carol. I love that so much that I didn't want to scream over it, but every time I see it, I'm like an MTV fan. It's like seeing Video Kill the Radio Star for the first time. I'm like, what? I love that. I love that carol. I love the spirit behind it. I love you guys doing it. It was so much fun. And I want to do one every single day. It was awesome.
First of all, let me let everyone know that's watching. Those are the original lyrics by the three of us. It was a collab
by the three wise women.
Yes, exactly. The three wise women. And we were so excited to have a little fun and to be silly because, as you know, we say this all the time. Just because we're spiritual, just because we believe in lots of really amazing things like, manifesting, grounding ourselves, doesn't mean you can't be a little silly.
Yeah, you've got to be silly, especially, it's the end of the year. We're wrapping it up. It's the most fun time. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
My cousin.
Oh my God, I love her. I miss you. We've got to have you on a show because we just talked about this and Santa believe exactly.
Yes.
I think I said to your cousin, wouldn't it be great if Lauren could sign while we did
a song?
A song. And she said, what did you say? She doesn't have
we have to give her the words because it's not something that she just does off like the fly. There's more to it, and she'd have to talk.
I totally believe that she could totally do it on the fly. She interprets for people.
I'm so glad that she wrote in because this is an interactive show. So that's a really great reminder, and I'm glad that she's here. Like she just said, hi, ladies. I love you guys. And Santa, believe. So tonight we are talking all about rituals, and we are talking about the new year and what you might want to do. We're going to bring out our guru, Kim Mazzella. But yeah, let me know in the comments. But I think if I remember correctly, Lauren, you've explained it to me, and I maybe didn't explain it the proper way, but
what is it? Sanskrit? It's like Sanskrit, so she's got to put a different symbol.
Well, because she's had to interpret lots of different things, and she goes to karaoke sometimes and interprets. But it's
that's what I'm saying. She could totally nail it. I don't believe.
She's got to know the words first.
How could she possibly know the words first?
Okay, so while
it's like interpreting for people, how could you know what they're going to say? There's no way.
Lauren, you need to write in. I can't do
Lauren,
this. I can't
straighten your cousin out, Lauren. Straighten her out.
I think you need to just I don't know, settle down, Russ. And I'm going to bring out someone that can help you ground yourself because she's on fire tonight, Tracy Locke. What's up, Super Ray?
What's up?
You today, and I was running around. We are not caroling on Wednesday. We will be doing Girls Gone Green. I believe. I know.
Yes.
I have to work late because of the time of year it is.
Yes.
So we're gonna see what's going on. Even if I have to like bring the laptop to work and do.
No worries. We got you covered. Whatever is happening, we got you covered. Scuba Ray, we can lean on you. I have answers for you, but I'm
But I'm
trying
not to burn
them.
dinner. All right.
Honesty. I love that she's honest. She's so
I
sweet.
know. What's
Hey,
the most
Lisa!
amazing present she gave?
Oh, thank you so much.
On my
Lisa.
nightstand.
I am so excited. It is on my nightstand, and I just finished my other book. So that starts tonight on the second night of Hanukkah. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. We are very excited. And Lisa, that was so thoughtful.
That was so
of you.
thoughtful.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you coming up with the Hanukkah gelt.
That's a menorah, and
excellent.
I love it. And today is the second day, and I want to wish everyone that celebrates a happy Hanukkah.
Happy. Come on, Donna, say it like you know how to do
it. Happy
Hanukkah.
Yeah, we are a vibe tribe. You know one of the vibe tribe members I love so much? Are you ready?
Yeah, tell me.
Tell me. It's Kim Mazzella.
Hey, what's shaking?
Hello. I'm so happy to be here.
My mom is here. She said, "Hope you're feeling good in this cold weather."
Oh my God.
I just wanted to mention, Lisa, I love the book. And it's funny because I actually read that book when it came out, and I haven't read it for years. And I've just loved, I saw her, remember, on stage years and years ago, the author of the book, Sonia Choquette, with my cousins back in the day. And it was just
putting you up here, and I'm going to get the book. Okay.
It just was such a, I read all her books. I've actually taught her books too. So it was such a great, like, oh, okay. It was a sign. It was like, oh, I gotta get back to the basics. And it felt really great. And I actually was reading it and remembering a lot of the things that she taught. You know, I was thinking today, I learned so much. I've forgotten half of what I learned, you know, because you learn the new thing, and that new thing kind of like stands on the ground of what you learned, and you keep learning new things and going back to the basics. It was really like, oh, it felt almost eye-opening, you know? Oh, and I want to give a little shout out to Tracy while Donna's gone, because I saw her on Friday night and she was awesome. I mean, awesome live.
Woo! Kim surprised me.
I was blown away by her courage. Like, I just was like, wow. When I grow up, I want to just be like Tracy Locke.
Oh my God.
Me too. I want to be like Tracy Locke one day.
There we go.
Yeah, it is a new revision, and it has some new stuff in it, and has some new tools. So it's really great.
This is the book. So, how do you say it? Sonia
Choquette.
Trust Your Vibe.
Yeah. Trust Your Vibe. She also wrote a book called Trust Your Guides. I have all her books. Like, she's written a lot of them, and she's great. And I was lucky enough. I went to Washington, D.C. Oh, hey, Tina. Happy holidays.
Tina.
Love you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
We have to talk about that. She's starting her group in January.
Her grief group.
I have a question for Lisa. I don't know where. I know that Lisa not only gave us a beautiful book, but she gave us all a beautiful personalized note.
So sweet.
I want to know if it was purposely put in a certain spot or if you just opened it and put the note in. I need to know. How will I know? Because the page that she put the note in my book,
That's your woo-woo, right?
Yeah. Did she do that for you too? No, yours was in the front. And mine, I showed you, embrace your inner woo-woo. And I'm like, I do have an inner woo-woo. Mine was, see, Lisa, I know this stuff. I was like, I was really touched by that. So, look at this. Glad I found you.
Hey!
Hi, Megan.
Megan, that's my cousin, Megan.
Hi,
Megan. So your cousin's here, my cousin's here. I'm so excited.
And guess what? I saw your cousin, Kim, put her hair on Saturday.
I know, and she looked gorgeous.
She looks gorgeous. Yeah, she's awesome. She has the cool stuff, clothes and stuff. All right, ladies, tonight is a special night.
Yes.
Episode 99.
Can you believe it? No. I am so excited. 99.
So we've only skipped a few dates, right? We skipped a few holidays. The end of the year, we decided to do every other, and we're going to, talk about how we're going to carry forward because we want to incorporate live meetings and more live, get-togethers, so we could do live meditations and women's groups in the coming year, locally and afar, all over the place, right? We'll send you the star location to follow. But here's the thing. 99, somebody with math skills, help me out. 99, if there's 52 weeks in a year.
Oh my God. Are you going to do a word
No,
problem?
I'm gonna just
Have been doing this strongly for 2 years.
I know.
Going up. I can't believe it. I couldn't keep a gym membership going that long. The idea that I could show up.
You're like, let alone a relationship. I thought you were going there.
No. Now I'm in a great place. So my point is that I'm so proud of us. And I think that at the end of the year, one of the things that we should really talk about is noticing your accomplishments. So many people bash themselves over things that perhaps they didn't get done. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't keep my New Year's resolution. And I think that is just such self-defeating, action. And what is it that we could do to encourage noticing the good, like really embracing that inner woo-woo, like embrace your inner woo. I love it. I was like, yeah, you know what? We've done a lot this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've talked about a lot of topics and we've built a vibe tribe. And what do you want to say, Kim?
Well, first place, I was really thinking about, because I'm constantly thinking about the things I'm grateful for, right? And the things and I really think 99 times I got to hang out with you guys. Like, how lucky am I? Like, to have such amazing friends who are on the same path that I am and wanting to live a life where we're a blessing to the world and wanting to give back and give more and give of ourselves and be of service, right? Because to me, that is the life to live. Really, the life of service is a life where you're served, because you cannot. I teach a Course in Miracles, and A Course in Miracles says whatever you want, you have to give away. And I love that idea that everything I'm giving, I'm receiving. And that's really what receiving in is. But I love the idea of just, I was writing today and I was like, wouldn't it be amazing if we could go through a day where we didn't put ourselves down, didn't talk bad about ourselves, didn't look for a way to judge ourselves or somebody else, or because judgment is so painful and we see it so much, especially in social media. You see, and every time someone judges another person on social media, I always know it comes from that person. It's their own personal judgment that they have that they're pushing out into the world, but it's not talked about, right? And so that when we see people judging, a great thing to do would be to send them blessings, because the judger is in pain. Even if they seem like they're in charge, they're still in pain, because you cannot judge and be in pain. But I would love, like, my goal for the year is, how long can I get through a day without negative self-talk? I have a child that calls me all the time and will tell me all the bad thoughts that go through their mind, right? And I'm saying there because I have a boy and a girl, so nobody can figure out which one it is. And I keep telling this child, the first voice you're always going to hear is that negative voice. It until you've trained yourself out of it, you're always going to hear that negative voice. And what you have to do is get quiet and tell it it's wrong, right? Like, get quiet and tell it it's wrong, and go into that space where you are talking about proving to yourself you're okay, because I'm so sorry, there is a voice inside of us all that's worthy. So I love the idea of what was that whose cousin was that
my cousin. She said her New Year's resolution, less negative self-talk.
And I would love to know how you did, because my question, it's hard to make it through a day without negative self-talk. Wouldn't it be? And that was my thought. My wish for the whole world is we all get through days where we just like celebrate ourselves. How amazing it is that we get this opportunity to connect to other people, to share our wisdom, to lift people up. I live in a family that's pretty big. I'm so grateful for all those members, because they're required to kind of help me out, and I'm required to help them. And what a kind of a blessing it is to have those things and to see them as positives. I find it, in all my 30 years of training in this, because I've been training this in 30 years. I've been teaching it for 20, but I've been training it for 30. I don't know if I've made it through a full day without negative self-talk.
When I've caught myself talking negative, I would stop and say out loud, "Stop it, Lauren. That's not nice. You need to be nice to yourself too." And I love that.
Yeah.
Self-talk is So important. Do either of you ladies subscribe, or anyone out there, to the Notes from the Universe?
No, I don't know
No,
what
what
that
is that?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so a note from the universe is
Writing it down.
it's something.
Is it an app?
It actually, I get it in an email every day, except for I think on a weekend, and it's called TUT. It's a note from the universe. Love, TUT. It's from Tom Dooley. I could send it to you. It's
Yeah, I can.
It's amazing. And
Uh-huh.
today's really goes with what we're talking about. My note, and I could probably share the screen, but I really am not that good. It says, Donna, I'm hungry for adventure, the adventure of love. Tell you what, the more you give of it today to the least deserving on your list, the more your life will change. Cowabunga, the universe. And then it gives you a little like note, or there's an advert about what's going on and manifesting things. And then it always ends up with a little finished thing. P.S. Kindness, Donna, is king. And I think that that's what we need to remember, is kindness really is king. And Lisa gets it. I have a book, Notes from the Universe. It's by the same author that wrote that little yellow book I used to quote all the time during
Yes, I have
time.
that. That's it by my bed. Yep.
Yes. So it's free to subscribe. I'll send you guys a link. I'll send it to you. And
Great.
anyone, if you look it up, Tom Dooley, and you fill it out a couple of questions, and the notes are personalized to you.
Oh, wow,
And
cool.
I am telling you, I get them every day, and it is like a fortune cookie without the calories. Because, but I love it, love it. And I wanted to share that because I couldn't believe what I woke up to. Tracy, why don't you talk for a change?
Well,
I feel like I've been a gackidone. I'm sorry.
you feel like what?
I'm a gackidone today.
Wow, that's a new word I haven't heard. It's like, that's even crazier than shkumbadil. What does that say it again?
Gackidone. It means that I talk a lot.
Gackidone. You're gonna have to tell. Okay. Anyway, one thing I was going to say, which I learned through several different podcasts, Big Mouth. Oh my God, that's hilarious that she knows what that is. Say it again. Gackidone.
Gackidone.
Hey, gackidone. Anyway, one thing that I learned about the negative self-talk, which I think is really great, and I've used this and it actually works, is if you give it a name, but you give it like a name like, oh, Gertrude, you know what? That is just ridiculous what you're saying right now.
Great idea.
And then if you name it that, it's so funny because you find yourself able to separate and realize that it's just an idea that came into your head and it's not necessarily a truth, right? Yeah. So that's the big thing that we have to learn how to do, is separate that. Not everything that comes into your head is true. As a matter of fact, a lot of times it's not true at all. It's just coming in, and you have to be able to filter what is true and what is not. But the negative self-talk absolutely happens to everyone. And I've started doing that, naming it. And when you name it, you're not afraid of it. You're not afraid to sit with it. Do you know that they did a survey and people, I listened to this podcast, which is crazy. And we've talked about it. You guys know Jay Shetty.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, you got to check him out.
He's great.
He was talking about people taking the time to meditate, and that the reason that they don't take time to meditate is because people would rather, they did a survey, get an electric shock than sit with themselves quietly for 15 to 20 minutes every day.
Yeah.
Because you have to think, you have to sit, and all that self-talk goes through your mind over and over and over. Another thing that I do, which we've talked about before, but it really does help, especially at night or early in the morning, because lately I wake up every morning at 4:00 in the morning. No matter what's going on, I wake up at 4:00 in the morning. Yeah, exactly. And I'm too lazy to get my ass out of bed and go right. But I am aware that it's something telling me something. But anyway, what I've been doing at night, if my mind starts racing, or during the day, are affirmations. But I've talked to you guys about this. I put a challenge to myself. I do affirmations in alphabetical order, and I make myself go through the whole alphabet.
I love it. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, and it calms the mind down. It's really like, I am amazing. I am beautiful. I am capable. I am dependable. I am effervescent. I am, whatever it is, you just go through, I am, but you do it in alphabetical order, and it's like a mantra.
That is fabulous. I'm stealing that.
Yeah. And one thing that you can really challenge yourself to do, which, like, I have a lot of mind racing moments. When my mind starts racing, I challenge myself to do 3 words for each letter.
I love
what I'm saying?
So much.
So it's really, and I do it every morning and I do it every night. And it really does help. Those affirmations really do help. And they always have to be, as you all know, I am affirmations.
I love
Because,
I am.
sorry, as
I love that. I want
Yeah.
to mention something that I've been doing. So I've mentioned even on this show, like a long time ago, like a couple years ago, I was meditating. Before I go into meditation, I always do a lot of writing, and I said, I want to hear, tell me or come into me and tell me what I need to know. And I was meditating, and the first recent thing I heard was, "Why am I coming into you? I'm right here, right?" Like,
Wow.
and I'm like, "Oh, right, you're here." So, then later, I always talk about light and being a light worker. And so I've started talking about invoking the light. I want to read this though. So
It just
Oh
says
my
Tracy
God.
message me. I'm up every day 4 to 4:30.
oh, that's so
Get
simple.
out
But
of here. That's my cousin.
in
That's crazy.
shiatsu, I remember I took a shiatsu class in my 20s, and they say at different times in the night there's different meridians, and each meridian mentions something. So we have to figure out what the 4 o'clock in the morning meridian is in shiatsu. If anybody knows the meridian lines and their times.
Oh, you mean each time that you wake up? If you could put that comment up again, I just want to
Like,
see something. Because if it's when you wake up, depends. I also read in Chinese medicine, if you wake up at a certain time, it has to do with body part.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So I think that the
oh,
meridians run through your energy field, and so certain meridians are activated at different times of the day. And so if you figure out what that meridian is, and there is a different body part associated, a taste, a smell. I mean, I only studied it for like 12 weeks. I wouldn't call myself an expert.
right. But I love that you said that that's the best time to communicate with your spirit team. I totally believe that. And
I
my
love
spirit
that.
team is on fire. They're doing
They
cheers. They're
are.
doing
They're like waking
pyramids.
you
And
up. They're
Well,
like,
if you watch the Wayne Dyer movie that I talk
I
about,
watched The Shift. I just watched it
I
at the gym the
love
other
it.
day.
And he talks about getting up, and that's what it is. And because it said it's
Oh, lungs. She's so good.
yeah. So
It's crazy.
I want to go back to the idea of the different invoking the light in the different chakras. What I do is now I've been doing in my first, I meditate twice a day. My first meditation, I'll invoke the light in my first chakra, in my root, and I'll say, I am enough, right? Because I think that's a first chakra. And I imagine light going out in that chakra in all different directions from like a diamond in the middle. And I'll think, I am enough. I belong. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I am, because, it's a chakra of belonging in the tribe. And then I go up to the second chakra. So I go through all the chakras, and I imagine I'm invoking the light within me to go out into the world and to spread light. It's such a powerful thing. And I feel like if you're an addict or you're watching this and you have addictive personality, it's quieted my addict the most. Like that, I feel like that idea of invoking the light and sending it out. Well, first place, meditation, if you're an addict or if you're an addictive type person, is really, really helpful once you can do it. Like, it's not that easy in the beginning.
Right.
I mean, it took me a long time to get to 3 minutes. So I used to say I can meditate for 2 minutes, but not for 3. And now I'm so grateful I do it twice a day for 15 minutes. But I feel like, hey, Jerry. I feel like meditation and invoking light is really, really helpful. And powerful for me. I feel like when I come out of it, I'm like, woohoo! Like I'm like ready to take on the world.
So that's your everyday ritual. Is that what you're saying?
It's become, well, I've always had a lot of different things that I do, and I kind of go in and out of things. Like for a while, remember, I was trying to hear my heartbeat. My second meditation is always A Course in Miracles, so it's always a specific. Oh, that's awesome! It's always a specific meditation based in A Course in Miracles. But in the morning, I try to do 15 minutes of quiet time, and I started out with a process. So I used to start it out with a process of trying to hear my heartbeat. And then once I got that under control and I know I can hear my heartbeat on a whim, that's kind of when I moved into I'd always do toning for a few minutes, which is this, which I've taught here, which is the sounds that are related to each chakra.
Yeah,
So Lam, Ra. And then I'll go into the invoking of the light, and then I just go into quietness, just trying to be quiet.
Very cool. I love that. So today we're talking about traditions. We're talking about the holidays. The theme that we put up was making it through the holidays and getting through the holidays and being prepared for the holidays. And as you can see, I wore my holiday sweater. So
Love
Megan,
it.
when you see me for the party, you'll see my holiday sweater. This is my famous holiday sweater. So I want to talk to you guys about traditions or things you do to prep for the holidays, because we talked about it a little bit on the other show that holidays can be frazzling. Holidays, that's a word I just made up, frazzling. I like
That's
that.
a good one.
Holidays can be frazzling. They're awesome. They're exciting. They can be fun. They can also be a very stressful for people, and they can be, put frazzling in there next.
I'm going to have to put frazzling up. I'll have to make that up.
But they can also be stressful, and they can also be depressing. So I do think it's okay to acknowledge that they can be all of those things. And I do feel that they are all of those things for a lot of people. Like, I personally love the holidays, but we put on a holiday party and it's stressful in an awesome way. Like, I love doing it, but it's getting prepped for it is very stressful. And I personally have a lot of stressful things happening within my family that I'm responsible for. And it's super stressful. And it feels like it's happening at the same time as this time of year. And today I was dealing with all kinds of like major stressful paperwork and dealing with, all kinds of things that I've never dealt with before. And I'm like, God, this time of year it just feels like when it rains, it pours. Yep. So I would love to find out some really cool and fun traditions that you guys do, or some traditions that you do to deal with the stress of the holidays or the excitement of the holidays. Anything that you want to talk about, because I know, Donna V, you've talked about a really cool tradition that you do on New Year's, and I would love to implement this year, and I want to talk about that. And Kim, I know you have some too. So girls, I want you to talk about those because I'm writing it down.
Yeah, if you have anything for the Christmas, or you want any notes that we can go in the order of the holidays. I mean, I can't even believe that we're 6 days away from Christmas.
I know, it's really crazy. And it's funny because I am having a lot of people at my house on Christmas, and I'm alone because my boyfriend is going to be in Florida. So with his family, like, he's not ditching me. He's with his family. That's where they live. And I wanted to be with my family. So I invited everybody and their mother over to my house, and everybody and their mother is coming. So, and my mother. And I said that I saw this family do this Christmas Olympics on TikTok. And I'm like, we're doing that. Right. So my brother's like, count me out. I'm like, bah humbug. If you're coming into my house, you're going to do this. So
what is this Olympic?
Like,
oh my God, you love it.
You have to see it. All these different games that you play, like trying to get the things from one bowl to another, beer pong with toilet paper. Like, I don't know, like a whole bunch
There's all kinds of crazy.
So like my sister sent me some stuff today. So now, like, tomorrow, my job is to figure out what we're going to play, which is new. That's going to be a new tradition. And also having everybody over. And so what I do in order to not make it so crazy, and I think it's a really important thing, that if you're having people over, ask for help, right? I was like, no, I can do this. And then my cousin called me. She's like, how you doing? I'm like, I could use some help. She goes, what would you like? And I didn't, in the past, I'd been like, I got it. I'm like, could you come over Saturday? She said, sure. I mean, like, this was like, why have I never done this? And that's the word I'm going to use this year. I really want to use that word, is courage. I know that I've said it a couple of times, but Tracy, you so inspired me. Like, my word for the year is courage. But asking for help when you feel like one of the things that I love is, if we were supposed to do it by ourselves, there wouldn't be anybody else, right? Like, if we were supposed to do everything by ourselves, don't get me wrong, there's some stuff that you're required to we're supposed to grow through things and learn through things, and our learning is our choice. But we're not supposed to have to hold up the world by ourselves. I mean, we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to be Atlas.
That's something that
didn't really work out well.
Yeah.
For Atlas.
All three of us, I think, have the tendency to do that. I know I
do.
do.
I think a lot of people
Donna does.
that you feel like it is tradition to do it on your own, because if you watch old movies, if you watch old TV shows, and even some of the people that are in our lives, that my grandmother, like, she didn't want any help in the kitchen. It was like, she wanted to do it because, I dare I say that I think that a lot of women, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound real. I don't want to
just say it.
I think a lot of women back in the day, they thought that was their job. That was their job. Like, men went out to work, they took care of a house, and their job was their board meeting, their pied de resistance was the holiday. was to put on a holiday, because that's when they got their Christmas bonus of, oh my God, you're so amazing. Oh my God, honey, you're the best. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, I feel that was traditionally how it may have started. I don't really know, and I think that over decades, people have become more coupled or partnered or whatever. It doesn't even mean that you have to be in a romantic relationship, but like even with Kim, you're doing it with your family and you're saying, you know what, I do need help. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I think because we talk about it now much more, that people are not afraid to ask for help. Like, for instance, when I have, my holiday party, people are like, what can I bring? And when I first started doing it, I was like, oh, just bring yourself. Your presence is enough. And now I'm like, bring a dessert or bring a drink or bring an appetizer, because it's like, why are you doing that to yourself? Why are you driving yourself bananas when I know when I go to a party, I like to help. Yeah. I like to be like, I'll be in charge of the brownies, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my cousin was excited to help me. I was surprised. Like, she's like, oh, I can't wait.
A part of it.
Yeah.
It's like a really nice tradition. It's a really nice thing. And I think in general, people are now starting to learn to ask for help. Like, it's okay to, and not just with parties, like in life, it's okay to ask for help. I know I am one of those people that has led this life of rugged independence, which I am ditching.
Amen.
Ditching it. Like, I'm done. I'm done being like, oh, I can do that. I can do everything. I can do it all myself. I'm so done. And that's why I'm manifesting. This is like what I talked about. And I've talked about it with both of you. I'm manifesting our show into a studio where we do this full time, and we're a team. We are a team, and we work with each other and we work with other people, and we're in a team. As women, it's better. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My cousin Megan, she does it all. She's one of those people that does it all herself. And Megan, I'm telling you, 2023 is the year of, let's do it as a team. Let's do it as a team. Don't do everything yourself. It's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah, I feel a good year ahead. 23 is one of my favorite numbers. It's always
mine too.
Something. Well, your birthday, 12/23. Your birthday, the 23rd.
Yes.
My birthday's the 23rd too.
Yeah, she's May 23rd. You're 12/23. I'm 2/13. I mean, there's a 2 and a 3.
Wow, look at that.
But I think I've told you this, that when I got Yogi, like I had 2 dogs in my hands, and the woman was like, this dog's birthday is, I don't even remember, blah, blah, blah. And then my other dog was May 23rd. I said, I'll take that dog, because that earlier in that day, I had a conversation with someone about the movie 23, which I still have not even like really watched.
I don't think I have either.
It's supposed to be a movie about like all coincidences, but it's not coincidences. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to look it up tonight. I think I'm going to watch it before I go to sleep. But
hopefully it's scary.
Wow. I watched 2 nights ago, or no, it was last night. I watched Into the Wild. I said something to Tracy. Isn't it called Into the Wild or In the Wild?
No, Wild. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Into the Wild.
Yeah.
The one about the guy that
goes to Alaska. If you have not watched,
I've heard that story. The guy.
It's a true story.
Yeah, I read this story about the story.
Yeah, it's a true story. It was a book, and I watched it, and I cried my eyes out at the end. But it was like a cry, more of a, what a beautiful story of connection. Mm-hmm. And Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam is
how bad is that soundtrack?
That soundtrack is amazing.
Oh,
okay, I'm gonna go check that out tonight.
The cinematography itself, to get to see the country the way that they show it to you.
I don't know Call of the Wild. I gotta look. No, I think
no. Call of the Wild is totally
different book, Lauren. It's called
Into the Wild.
Into the Wild. Yeah.
It's it's the Andrew McCandless story, right?
Yes. He was like in some high school bus or something like that when they found him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't do the end, Kim. Don't give it away.
It's a story.
I didn't know. Don't be a bubble person. But I will say this, that it is it was such a moving story, and it was the cinematography was beautiful, and it was done by Sean Penn. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was amazing. It's a true story. And the album cover for the soundtrack makes total sense now. I never understood it. Like when I would see the album cover. So yeah, I definitely would recommend that as a feel good movie. But you have to realize when I say feel good, I mean it is a personal fulfillment by the person that set out on a journey. It is not all, roses and, hearts and stuff like that, but it is a beautiful movie about and story about someone who sets out on their own adventure, lives life for their own way. And I think that that's so important. I think that that's something I feel like is really bubbling up.
Yes.
I mean, a year ago when we went on our trip.
That was a year ago.
It was a year ago, and I still feel the same way I felt when I was on that trip. The thing I love about that movie, which I think it's like a spiritual movie. It really is, because again, it's just what Donna said. It's a person that lives on their own terms and just did it. And the fear was felt, but they did it anyway. And I feel like that's a mantra that I'm trying to do in 2023 of like, feel that fear and do it anyway, and stop worrying about. My big thing is stop worrying about what everybody else is doing or saying or thinking, which is what he had to struggle with. And it's just, wow.
And isn't it crazy? Like, we know the rules, right? Like, we know the rules. Like, if I've been teaching the rules for such a long time, and one of the rules is, the third law of attraction, so to say, is the art of allowing, which is you do your thing and let them do theirs. But it is so hard for us to do that on a daily basis. I mean, the whole world is sitting around judging each other. And I love, there's a line in A Course in Miracles that says something like, the one thing that gives you the most pain is something you cling to. And they're talking about the word judgment, when we judge another. And yet it is the thing that we need to overcome in our personal lives and the world. I mean, in our personal lives, every day that we overcome judgment and we are willing to be courageous, that and just stand in our truth, that's like a victory for the world, right? We have to see that as a victory for the world, because it is hard to do, but
super hard to do.
But we can do it. People do it all the time.
And if you do it daily for yourself, and then when you do find yourself faltering, because listen, it happens, right?
Yeah.
I think that it's really important to catch yourself, and kind of like what my cousin said about the negative self-talk. But I know I've done this. I'm sure that both of you have done this. I've been driving down the road and I judge somebody, and I've said to myself, why did you do that? Like, what was the point? What did you get out of that?
Right.
I feel like that's almost like eating junk food. It's like there's no nutritional value and it's not good for you. It's probably going to rot your teeth. And by that, I mean just your words, because then people don't really listen to what you say, because when you put something out there that's negative or destructive like that, people don't want to listen. Like, they're going to question whatever else you say.
Right.
When you start talking in fresh fruit and vegetables, they're going to think, oh, that is some really bad rotten candy, or that's not good for you, or that's like an addictive drug. Like it is to almost like judge to feel better about yourself.
Right. We judge because we feel unsafe. So when we judge someone else, it makes us feel safe, but it doesn't last. That's why it doesn't work. Because actually what it does, because you only get to keep what you give away. So when you judge someone else, you get to keep the judgment that you originally felt, plus add on the judgment that you gave away. So it's like a double whammy.
Yeah.
And I feel that it's so transparent when people are judgy, like especially on social media, and you see it. You just say to yourself, oh my God, that person is so judgmental, but it's straight at them. You can tell it's out of insecurity. Like 9 times out of 10, when I read a comment, I'm like, to your point, both of your points, why did you say that? What in you felt the need to say that? A. B, do you think anybody cares about your critique? Like, it's so weird when I see people critique other people. I'm like, what on God's green earth thinks that, like, where do you think that they care that they want that critique? Are you a movie critic? Like, where's that coming from? Like, what do you and like, what do you want to get out of that? And one thing I talked about for my own personal stuff, I always thought it was so interesting when I would put stuff up. As an artist, you put things out, you just put it out. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's crap, and it is, but you're putting it out there because it's like,
courage.
That's what you're supposed to do. Just put it out, put it out, put it out. And if you throw enough stuff up on the wall, some of it's going to be great, some of it's not going to be great. But when people write and they do these comments, And I love it. I always write back to them. Thank you so much.
You do. You're so good at that.
I just write, if you like this one, you're going to love the next one. When they write like the super negative stuff. And I told Donna this, 9 times out of 10, they will write back and be like, I actually really liked it. Blah, 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 blah. And then they'll start talking to me. I'm like, this is the weirdest way to interact with someone. Like, why would you think that a negative comment would elicit a conversation? But I just act like I don't even understand that they're giving me a negative comment. And I write like a real positive comment. And 9 out of 10 times they write back. It's the weirdest thing.
It's the rock in your shoe that makes you stop your walk to look in your shoe and shake it out. When you have the most comfortable shoes on, you just walk. So people, I feel that is the only way that they can get some kind of communication. And there are people that don't feel that they know you, but social media gives you the false feeling of knowing people. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, how could I be more involved? So what are they going to write to you? What would be creepier? Let me ask you this. Somebody that writes, you are just the most beautiful, amazing person. And I love your videos. I watch them every day.
Right.
Or your videos are cool, but they're kind of weird. I would never have the nerve to do it.
Right.
And it depends on the lens you're listening to it. Yes. But if somebody said they're amazing and blah, 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 because we've had the conversation, we'd be like, oh, creeper. And then somebody else that writes it, it's an agitation.
Right.
And I think that we know how to better react to agitation than adoration.
Isn't it so interesting?
I want to mention that I did do that. I said, I'm going to do the Tracy. Somebody says something about something I posted and they were telling me I was wrong. And I'm like, thank you so much for your opinion, because I didn't want to go into it because I know you're not vibing on my level. So you're not going to hear what I have to say. So you're not going to, I could respond for 100 years and you're still not vibing on my level. That's great. And then the person responded, that's so passive aggressive of you. And I'm like,
wait, what did you write back? What did you write back?
That's so passive aggressive of you.
No, what did you write back?
Thank you so much for your opinion. Right. Like
that's not passive aggressive. I think
that's truthful.
Hey,
it made my video get more
exactly.
Engagement.
Exactly.
Thank you.
There are times
but I actually laughed. I'm like, oh, just whatever. I'm not responding.
There are times that either of you consider, I'm like, sometimes I just want to shut it all down. Like, I know we are, and I know, Tracy, you're really out there because of comedy and,
right.
And I love what you do. I was in that, race for a while there. And like right now I'm just changing gears and it's fine. I feel good about it. Actually, I feel pretty comfortable with myself, but I'm not beating myself up like I was. I'm not like, oh, but my point is like, there are some days where I love this, but some days I could do without feeling like, I was with some people celebrating Christmas this past weekend. They were special to me. And I noticed that like, I was just like the teenagers. I was on my phone. And there was one person that we were with that was not at all on their phone. And I was like, every once in a while, we were all in the car. And the three of us, like teenagers, I was like, one of them had my head down. And I thought, what am I doing? Like, why am I not
engaging?
And then the conversation came up, like, because I made a reel and the reel was about the Christmas lights. And then I had to go back and check, like, how many likes did I get on the Christmas lights? And it's like, so what am I doing it for? If I was truly doing it, right? Like putting a note in a bottle is like the right way to do social media. To not want a response. Just to put a note in a bottle where no one would actually ever know where it came from.
Right.
But it's kind of impossible because of technology. Like, I can't just put a reel, I could, and then never check it, I guess, right? But like, that's kind of weird. It's like putting stuff out into a vacuum.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I was just going to say, and then Kim, the reality of social media is like fishing. You guys ever fish?
Yeah.
You just go zip, and you put it out there, and then you wait, and then you're just checking on it. I was like, is anybody gonna hit on this? Is this gonna hit? Yeah. So it is. I think it's a very addictive thing.
Yes.
And Kim, you're gonna speak to that, but I totally, yeah. If you're self-aware enough to be like, I'm just doing this because I want to spread joy. And there are times where I have felt that I'm like, I'm not doing this for anything other than to hopefully make somebody smile, make somebody laugh, and not check it. And it is very freeing, but it's like very hard to do.
It's really hard to do.
Well, I mean, the one thing I think that it's all about, right, is living from the inside out or living from the outside in. And I talk about this all the time, right? So living from the outside in is I need constant external validation. And if you are a creator, if you want to sell anything, you kind of have to be a creator on a social media platform now. And so it's almost like the universe wanted us so much. The ego mind was like so strong that it didn't want us to get away from it. It didn't want us to have all this love and light, that it created social media as the way for us to ensure that we would never do the one thing that would really create peace, which is put down our phones and use our mind, right? Like to really focus on each other. So we've made it really, really hard for ourselves, because truly social media is not connection. It is not.
No.
It's a way to bring connection.
Although right there, I think people are also used to technology being their connection since, the quarantine.
Right. But the thing is, right, you can connect on social media. So the goal is, because A Course in Miracles always says, anything of the ego can be used by the spirit, right? And so the goal is, hey, maybe you can make your 2023 goal. I'm just going to put down the phone and I'm going to maybe allow myself to look at my numbers once a week, or allow myself to wean myself off my numbers. Because I think it would be like trying to quit smoking cold turkey. You're like, I mean, I don't know if I can.
Like I said, I know that we use it for
we
good,
we
right?
need to. We have to. How else would people find us? How would they know to
Right.
find the
I'm just saying, like, I noticed that. All right, we have 10 minutes left.
Oh my gosh, and we have to talk about our topic.
So we need to talk about rituals.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear what you do for New Year's, because I want
to hear that.
So I know that, Kim, you said you're going to do some Olympics, and I think that's cool. And I can't wait. And I hope that you're going to take some pictures and put it on social media.
Yeah, exactly. So we can see, we can be there vicariously.
So that I could live through you, Kim. I would like to live on your Olympic team. Okay. So one of the things that I've done for many, many years with my daughters is we have a ritual for New Year's Eve. And it came about because I wanted to spend New Year's Eve with them. And up until just recently, they're 23 and they're 26, I spent every New Year's Eve with them. And we would always get dressed up. First of all, I have strong beliefs. But part of this ritual is making sure that my salon and my house is clean, neat, tidy, whatever, because I feel like whatever way you're going to go out of the year, you're going to bring it in. It's almost like if you're writing down something to manifest or scripting, it is a physical, way of scripting or manifesting. That's how I look at it. So then we would get dressed up and go for a nice dinner where we'd have a nice discussion and we would feel really pretty and good about ourselves. That's what it was. The years that we had a little bit more money than other money, we'd go, we would go to Ralph's Pizza, but we'd sit in the nice dining room and we'd sit and have dinner and use cloth napkins and whatnot. It was great. And then we come home, and before midnight, I would give the kids slips of paper and I would ask them. They did not need to tell me what it was. I feel that there's an importance to that, which is that you don't have to confess your sins, talk about your warts with anyone at all except for yourself. And you can literally you can forgive yourself, because that's the most important. I think that's a very powerful thing to do, is to forgive yourself. But the act of writing down what it is that you want to get rid of for the year that's passing, and it could be words, it could be full, sentences. I never checked. I didn't care. They did their thing. I did mine, but we sat quietly and we wrote what it was that we wanted to, get rid of. And then we watched the ball drop a little, like we watched some TV. We kind of like cleared everything, cleared our mind. And then what we would do is we would write the things that we wanted for the following year to come, accomplishments, goals, things that we wanted to do, all positive, all in the way of positivity. Not, I do not want to, I want to, I will. And then I would make a fire. Now, if it was a nice night outside, I would put a fire in a fire pit. And before the ball dropped at midnight, the three of us, sometimes their friends would come. When they were in college, their college roommates came. We would go outside. We would not show each other what it was. I would light the fire. We'd stand around it and we'd say, this is what we are getting rid of and letting go of for this year. We are no longer bound by it. We are no longer letting it hold us back. We are no longer beating ourselves up for it. We are going to let it go. And then we would take the little paper and we would throw it in the fire. And that came from a place that when they were young, I would take them camping every Memorial Day weekend. And we learned from our welcome at the campsite, there's a group of people and they were explained, and it really resonated with me. And they were little, it was like 2005. The purpose of the ritual of dancing around a fire for American Indians and why they would pray and sing and chant was they believed that those flames would bring those prayers and those words up to whoever it was, the universe, God, Jesus, whatever it was, whatever you believe in. But it was the vehicle to get them to go up. And so that's why we burned those things. We wanted to get rid of them and let go of them. And then we'd go inside and we would watch the ball drop and we would get excited and we would get our energy up, because I believe in energy like we all do here, and positive energy. No matter what was going on in the world, we would just really try to build it up and turn the volume up on our positivity. And then we'd go back outside again with those things that we want to accomplish. And we would joyfully say, now take these words and please, take these offerings and thank you so much, because this is our goals. And we wouldn't talk about them. We wouldn't discuss them. It was just something that we all supported each other through the light of the fire, the love of each other. And then we'd go inside, and it's funny because I would give them ginger ale or whatever. And then Kim knows this. One year, a client gave me one of the most generous gifts. She gave me a bottle of Dom Perignon, and it became a gift that she repeatedly gave me. She gave me one this Christmas. So our ritual became I let them have a sip of it, because I was like, this is sipping, like, putting something really pretty out there, like, and putting something delicious and putting something important, inspiring, expensive, whatever it is to attain these goals. And forever and a day, I thought it was my accountant giving me that bottle delivered by his girlfriend who I do her hair. And it was only until last year when we celebrated my 50th birthday. And I talked to you guys and I said, listen, I had this drink with my daughters and I said, I just realized this is from my client.
Right.
I'm a woman and I've been selling this guy forever. And I'm like, so really, I hope I explained it well enough.
Yeah.
And it's just, thank you so much. And I do a grievance garbage. I love it. Let the negative things out.
It's beautiful.
Empty your shoes. Get rid of the rocks. Get rid of the pebbles. It's, and oh my God, Mike Mazzella, you're so cute. Thank you so much. I would love to be the real dad.
That's so cute.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think I've done it before I even knew what I was doing, before I even was life coached by Kim, because it was just an instinctive thing. I think there's so many things that we do instinctively that you don't recognize until you start to study.
But truth is always true. Yeah, truth is always true. It doesn't matter. I believe we've been here before, right? We know in our gut what is right and we know in our gut what will work. And when we listen to our gut, we're guided to those things. And I do think that, Donna V, you listen to your gut a lot, and you do get guided to those things that will really help you and to move and release. I think that before we continue, though, we should talk about what our word for the year or what we want to create this year. Let's share.
Let's do it.
Share. So
Dougie Fresh.
I'd like to start, though, because I want to talk about. So this year, what I really want to create, and every year I talk about creating, and one year sometimes when you talk about what you want to create, you are kind of asking to be tested. Remember that, because remember the year I was like released, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I've moved into a place where I'm really kind of like let go of those negative pieces that I was really struggling to let go of, because life is kind of like circular. This year, though, is all about learning courage and stepping out of myself a little bit more and stepping into those places and getting back out there in front of people and sharing my truth and being authentic. And so courage is what I want to create this year, is just to just overcome those few hurdles of those things that I just am not, that I've given myself a lot of reasons not to do. So that's what my 2023 is going to be about, especially because it is my number. So,
I have to ask you a question. What was the word that you had? What was it again? It was released. And you were given a lot of stuff.
It was a rough year.
Courage.
It was a COVID year. 2020.
I know, but you know what I'm saying, right?
I know, but I'm willing to go down the road. I think it's time.
You heard it here, you guys. Okay.
Yeah, courage.
All right, let me see.
What's your word, Donovan?
Yeah, you go. I didn't know we were picking words. I got to think about it.
I know. Well, I have 2 words. So one is collaboration. I just know that I am going to make it a point to ask for help and collaborate with other people and not try to do everything myself. I'm done doing it. I'm stating it here. I'm so done doing it. And I've been doing it my whole life. And it's okay to ask, meaning for help in the way of like, let's get this done together instead of me being like, it's okay, I can do it. I can totally do it. I can do it. I can do it. And no, I can't. I can't do it all, but I want to do it all. But if I collaborate, I can do a lot more than I've done before. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just be open to collaborating.
Love it.
And I'm going to be open more to flow. You guys know. I am. Really? Was that your word?
Yeah.
No way. Because I was going to say, I am the anti-flow. You guys know me. I am the opposite of flow. I am like,
going upstream.
Keep rowing upstream. That's me.
You can take my flow and I'll take your courage.
Yeah, exactly. So I would like to collaborate and to just flow. I like to flow way more than I've been flowing.
Okay.
I think that is wild. You just like
you were going to pick that for this year, flow?
Yes.
Oh my
God.
God.
You can still pick it. It's
I am. Mine is a combination of, so I want to increase. Now it's funny because I think that I do flow, but I also know I create my own dams. So like I get in my own way. Yes. And when something will happen, I allow it to really affect me in the sense that it's just, sometimes it's a little too much. Like I will let it take, and then I'm like, why? You know, it's going to be okay in like 23 hours, you know? And I purposely said 23 because I understand, like, I love Abraham Hicks and I need to like get back to listening to more, get back to my rituals more. But flow is like definitely something. And also vulnerability. Like I'm a pretty vulnerable person. I know. Kim's like, what? Like, she just ordered vulnerability.
Oh, damn.
I mean, I am pretty vulnerable, and I know that.
You are, yeah.
But I think I can step it up because I know that that vulnerability will pivot, like asking for help more, at like not having to do it. Like there's like a spoke on a wheel. Like vulnerability has a lot of things that come along with it that I need to do.
I think also vulnerability creates really authentic, intimate relationships.
Yes, absolutely.
It's the key, but it's hard.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the thing is I want to flow with my vulnerability because a lot of times it's like staccato. It's like, I'm vulnerable. Now I'm not. I am. Now I'm not.
Exactly.
More like, it's you know, yeah. That's
I love it, guys. I'm very excited.
It's gonna be. This is the year. I have a great feeling about this year.
We're gonna be collaborating.
Yeah, collaborating, flowing. We're gonna be vulnerable,
making it happen, Kim.
And we have like a minute. I just want to say that Kim, you gave me these great cards, and as like a side note, I think that if you can go out to a bookstore, like Kim said when we were talking backstage. You know, get yourself a deck of cards. If you are a person that does not make affirmations an easy task for yourself, but you want to get into it, you get like a deck of cards and open it, and it says, fill your cup with sacred giggles. I mean, there you go. I love that, right?
That's awesome.
Put it in your pocket for the day and see, you know, look at it every time you're having a moment where you're like, what the heck?
And those messages are so cool. You don't think they would affect you the way they do. They totally do.
They do. And there's an answer for you.
Oh.
Locke, short answer to your question. The grammar for ASL is the direct opposite of English. So translate takes a sec or two. Our brains are literally doing flips when our hands and face are flying, and sounds that aren't speech in the mix that also need to be interpreted and whoa.
So
that's
probably
how,
just takes too long to do it.
because I couldn't remember how to say it, but she did teach me that. It's like,
wow.
You think that it's just like translated. It's kind of like Spanish to English. Sometimes it depends on the dialect. It depends on, you could say something that someone speaking Spanish in Spain would know that, a Puerto Rican person speaking Spanish might be like, what are you talking about?
Right.
That's how that's exactly what it is. It's very different because, like she said, you are explaining not just the words, you are also explaining the feeling, the sound of its music. So that's why I know when my cousin does, lots of stuff, medical stuff, she theater, she does ASL.
I don't know how the heck you could do that. That's amazing.
Brilliant, because she's connected. I think it's because she's connected to the art part of it, but she's also connected to the articulation part of it. See how I did that? Art and articulation.
Oh.
Okay. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
The last goal for the year?
Woo!
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she said ASL grammar is closest to Japanese grammar, not Spanish. Wink, wink.
Oh
all right.
my God, Japanese.
Domo
grammar.
arigato, Mrs. Rogato.
Domo arigato. Yeah, exactly.
Domo. All right. I'm going to ask that Kim Mazzella goes first.
Okay.
He is our light docent and our, she's the one that teaches us all the stuff.
Okay.
So,
okay. And stop.
Okie dokie pokey. Remember, if you identify with the energy of Miss Kim Mazzella, this card is for you as well. And that's how we do it here. And first one up is trust.
Okay.
Trust all will work out well. We, your angels, are here to nurture, protect, and heal you, Kim. Trust in the healing power of our love. We love you more than you'll ever know.
Thanks.
Bottom card is miracle.
Okay, I'll take one.
Our wings of light surround you and those you love. The current situation is governed by a higher power. The forces of love are at work, and all will turn out well.
Sounds good to me.
Ooh,
nice.
Tracy.
Here we go.
Tracy. I feel like you're going to get like an archangel today.
All right.
Ooh, wait, one just flew itself out of the deck.
Dude, get it. Get that one that flew itself out of the deck.
That one doesn't count for your two. It's divine intervention.
Oh, yeah, flew out of the deck. Say it. What does it say? Read it.
It says, you may feel, go this way. You may feel frustrated because something stalls or comes to a standstill. Progress seems painfully slow, yet this is a blessing. It is divine intervention at work. When the timing is in perfect harmony, all will come to fruition. Sounds like your day.
Yeah.
All right. Look at her.
All right.
Woo!
Wow, you are unbelievable, Donna.
Let's see what he has to say. What is Michael
I love
saying?
Archangel Michael. The path is now clear. I have removed all obstacles in your way. You can move forward now with ease and confidence. You will achieve what your heart desires. And the bottom card is prayer. No matter how difficult the situation may seem, all is possible. Ask. We are listening.
All right.
Yeah, you know it.
You got it.
I know the voodoo that I do. I love it. All right. Let's see what we get. As for everybody out there that's feeling a little bit like they could connect with my energy. Okay. Here we go. Sacred knowledge. Close your eyes. Oh, I just did. And focus on your breath. Feel the peace within. Beyond your thoughts lies the eternal truth, the I am presence of eternal love. Heck yes.
Sounds good to me.
Bottom one is Archangel Raphael.
Oh
Yay.
my God.
Feel yourself
My
surrounded
boy.
by emerald green light. I, Archangel Raphael, offer you healing and solace. The storm clouds will soon clear and the sun will shine eternally bright. Trust, which
Fabulous.
is good because you got trust.
I did.
So it's a very big connection, ladies. It is my honor to do this with you every week. I absolutely love it. And I'm so grateful to have you in my life and being, my friends and my soul sisters, everyone that's watching and sharing and building our vibe tribe. And really, it's amazing.
Such a blessing. We're so lucky to have
You guys
each
are
other.
awesome.
Thank
I'm
you
so
for watching.
Yeah,
Whoever's
I'm
watching.
so excited. Yes, and it's a crazy, the energy is off the charts. I love seeing your faces. I'm so excited for 2023. I know it's going to be an epic year. And for everybody out there watching, thank you so much. You guys have supported us so much, and we get so many great comments from all of you. And we're so excited in 2023 to actually physically meet you face to face, which we're definitely going to be doing because we're going to be announcing a lot of great things happening. So everybody, happy holidays and happy New Year. Go ahead, Kim. Take it away.
Me? No,
appreciation. Look at, I love this image. Appreciate, right, Kim?
Yes.
We love appreciation. All right. Thank you, Megan. Thank you to everyone. We so appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Solstice, and Happy New Year, really.
Oh, wait, now before we go, real quick, will we see them on the, are we going to see everybody on the 26th?
We are not going to be here the day after Christmas.
No.
This is our 99th show. Show 100 will be in 2023. Glad you asked.
Happy New Year.
That's a good question to ask, because I'm sure everybody would be wondering where we are. We're off celebrating all these things, right? Boxing Day, Chinese New Year, Christmas, Diwali, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Los Posadas, St. Lucia Day, Three Kings Day, Winter Storm. So we have a lot to do. So we're just going to come back in January.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in January. But have a fantastic New Year. Go do some of those traditions, and I can't wait to see you again.
Happy New Year, everybody. Merry Christmas and all the holidays.
I'm going to us out with this video. Goodbye, everybody.
We wish you a happy Hanukkah. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a happy Kwanzaa and a Merry Solstice. Good vibes we send to you and your friends. We wish you a happy holiday and a healthy new year. Oh, bring us some sage and oils. Oh, bring us some polished crystals. Oh, help us align our chakras and let go of fear. Namaste, we say to you every day. We wish you love and light and strength.